And welcome back. You're still watching the Q Breakfast Show right here on QTV. Be sure to join us on our Facebook page, that is QTV Zambia. Let's get interactive. Now, earlier on, we did talk to Mr. Isaac Thewo, and of course, he did highlight a few issues about mathematics and how the Zambian setup is, how young people's minds are towards mathematics, and a few challenges here and there, and some of the solutions to that. So we continue talking about this because we do believe that there's a lot to talk about, especially in the midst of the COVID-19, and how can pupils out there be helped with issues of mathematics. And he also highlighted how you can become perfect when it comes to solving mathematics, which I found very, very interesting. You did say that practice makes perfect, and also just believing in yourself that you can actually, solve. If other people can pass, then you can pass as well. So you also have another book that you wrote. Tell us more about it, Purpose-Driven Mind.
Yes, I also have another book that I authored, and this is Purpose-Driven Mind. Purpose-Driven Mind was an inspiration looking at how much I've achieved in terms of writing. I began to look at myself and say, why did I become an author? Why am I writing like this? Then one answer that came to me was, because you are creative. So I was looking at creativity and say, where is it coming from? Are we born with it? Or why is that person better than me? So I was looking at now using the mind to succeed. So this book basically is looking at how one can use the mind to succeed, because everything that happens, it's because of the mind. Even the things that we see, it originates from the mind. And you also realize that innovation and creativity is all about the mind. So if you don't train your mind, you don't teach your mind, you don't understand your mind, you cannot achieve anything. Because even telling yourself that I'm a failure, it means it's an idea that originates from the mind. And then you eventually not perform. Why? Because you tell yourself you can't do it. If you tell yourself, I want to become rich, it's originating from the mind. So when you control your thoughts and also what you feed your mind, I think you'll be able to do what is right, and you'll be able to succeed. And this book also talks about the principles of life. Principles are rules. Principles are plans that helps us or guides us to reach to where we want to be better. What you desire to get, you must follow certain rules. So if we don't follow those rules, then we miss it and will not be able to achieve. So that's what this book is all about. Yes.
All right. So basically, it is the power of the mind and how much power your mind possesses.
Yes.
How is your creative process like when you are writing?
When I'm writing, I look at, I bring a concept, and then I look at, okay, I'm talking about, maybe I'll go back to mathematics.
Yeah.
I'll look at a topic and say, how can I bring this idea in a learner? And how will the reader find this? How will they understand this? So that is very cardinal for me as I write. And the other approach that I'm using to be creative, it's where I write a story, I give other people to read it. I allow them to criticize me. And from there, I begin to see myself. Others, they would just say, it's just fine. And others would criticize me and say, oh, no. I think here you are talking, you are going this way. Then I know, okay, fine. Then I go back and say, how can I make it beautiful? And then I come up with different ideas. And of course, I have to interact with people. If I have a subject that I'm studying on, I'll go and meet different people. if I'm talking about poverty, I have to go where people are experiencing poverty. If I'm talking about being rich, I have to interact with people that are rich. And from there, I'll get the feel of what I should write. And then I'll get those ideas, put them in a book. And when someone who reads it will say it differently and say, how did this guy manage to write all this? It's because of my creativity, not just to work alone in authorship. You don't do that. You have to involve other people. That's what will make you creative and tick in as an author.
Yeah, and would you say that criticism actually helps you become a better writer?
Yeah, to me, I think it adds value. Some people would be criticized and then believe it that they are what people are telling them. But you need to come to a point where you look at yourself and say, I can do it. Regardless of what people tell me, I'm different. And I was born differently. So even the skills I have are a gift to me, so that I use them for myself and not for someone else. So don't care about what other people tell you to be. You don't become because other people are telling you this. You become because you have told yourself you want to be like this. So if you agree with what people are saying, then you are feeding your mind again, you are defeating yourself, and even you can't even understand why you were born. So you will be lost because your energy, your concentration will be on what people are saying, not on what you hear within you. So that is what I can say.
So when you talk about, writing a book like this one, and it talks about mathematics, obviously, and teaches young people how to solve math. How has been the response? How's the response, especially if it's a locally produced material?
Yeah, the response has been very good. We started selling these books, I think, 2 months ago. And every time we print some books, within 1 week, they are gone. Maybe we bring in a bookshop, maybe 100 or even 30. Within 2, 3, 4 days, they are gone. And there are people also outside Livingstone who are getting these books, because I said, let me begin from Livingstone, and then I'll be spreading, selling these books, so that I explain how they should use this book. Because the way it is structured is in a different way compared to how people have understood it. So I need to go out there and explain how they can use this book. This book, it's a very good material for a learner. Even a parent, when you get this book, you'll be able to help the learner in terms of, for example, because the topics are according to the syllabus. So for example, if you're looking at the first topic, you'll be saying, okay, my child, have you learned on this topic? Yes. Can you do 1, 2, 3, 4? Even a parent, you just say, can you answer this? Because the answers are at the back. So as a parent, you can even go there and mark, and then you see, this one you got it wrong. Okay, go and consult. I know parents, sometimes they'll say, the child will challenge me. It's not like that. When you also don't know, you just say, okay, take your book to the teacher. Let the teacher explain on this one. I think I've forgotten, but I've marked these, they are correct. But this one is wrong. Take it back and come and explain to me how this one should be the answer. And then that way, I think we'll head somewhere.
Effects of the COVID-19 on education. Please just break it down. You as a teacher, and coming from a background where you are interacting with pupils, what are some of the effects of the COVID-19 on education, and what next, after this, because we're now adapting to the new normal? The COVID-19 has negatively affected the learners. The learners have come back to school, those who are in grade 12s and grade 7s, grade 9s as well. But the thing is, even when the first time they reported, I think you could even notice learners have forgotten. So in them, there was that anxiety, that fear of unknown, what this COVID thing would bring upon them. And I think
the guidance and the administration of the school, I think they should have done a lot to educate them, to tell them, to sensitize them, to say, no, this is, let's just accept it. Let's say move on. We will survive it and we'll conquer it. I think it really brought the fears in the learners, and I think we need to do more also to just continue counseling them.
And solution moving forward, especially for pupils that are not in examination classes, what is next for them?
I think what is next for them, because we don't even know when they are coming back to school. The best we can do is we can use media even to encourage them. I think the best thing is to inspire them, to tell them, no, even if you are told to come back next year, I think you need just to stay focused. Be a student as you are. Concentrate on studying. Look for the best. Don't dream for the worst. Just dream for the best. Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Thewo, for coming through to our breakfast show today. And it's been great having you. Just last words to the pupils out there on what we spoke about.
Okay, so I would encourage learners to stay committed to their exams, as we know that exams will take you to another level. That is one way of achieving success in life. Those that have not yet gone back to school, don't look at yourself and say it's the end of everything. You can still make a difference in your life. Read something that is there. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll be back shortly after the break.